In this video, you will be learning to solve the 2x2 Rubik's Cube. Now, yours might look different to mine, but just remember that these are both the same cube and they just might look different. They still turn the same and you will still be able to solve yours as I am able to solve mine. Let's get started. So of course, I hope you've watched my notation guide. It'll be in this corner over here. I definitely recommend that you go and watch it if you haven't. It'll make understanding what I'm saying a lot easier. So let's get started. Okay, so now I've got my cube scrambled, and the first step is just going to be to solve the white side. Now, this is pretty easy to do, so it shouldn't require that much skill, but here's some tips if you are struggling. So if you have a piece over here, we can just move it in like this. And then if you have a piece, if you can hold the corner facing forward, so the corner in your bottom right, and then the piece is facing forward, perform the algorithm U, R, U prime, R prime. Now if you have it in the bottom right and the piece is facing that away, then perform the algorithm R, U, R prime. Okay, so now that we have the white side solved, we want to make a layer. And a layer is basically when the whole round of the white side is a color. So we have this is part of a layer, but it's not a completed layer. If you have the same case as me here, where you have part of a layer, hold it at the back and perform this algorithm. R, U, R prime, L prime, U prime, L, R, U, R prime. And as you can see, we have a layer like this. Okay, so if you have no bars, so in other words, there is nothing that is joining together, then simply hold it anyway, as long as white is on the bottom. Perform the algorithm R, U, R prime, L prime, U prime, L, R, U, R prime. And now a bar will form. And again, put this bar at the back and do the algorithm. Okay, so now that we have solved a complete layer, it is time to move on to the next side of the cube. And this we will be solving yellow. Now there are 5 different cases that you can get, including yellow solved. So the first case is if you have a dot, a single dot, you're going to hold this in the bottom left, and you're going to perform the algorithm on screen that we call the soon algorithm, which is R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. And then again, we have another dot, so we hold this in the bottom left and perform the algorithm again. And the cube is solved, but sometimes there is a step after this. I just got lucky. Next case is if you have 2 side by side like this, you're going to, or like this, it doesn't matter which way you're facing, but if there's 2 side by side like this, you're going to hold them on the right side and do the same algorithm. The next case is if you have nothing on the top and you're going to perform the same algorithm. And as you can see, they will go through each other and it'll perform us to this last piece, which will do like this. Final case is if you have 2 dots diagonal from each other, and you're going to hold this in any orientation and perform the same algorithm. And as you can see, that's given us a dot. And that's given us a dot. And the final case is solving the rest of the cube. So you can see we have 3 colors, but it's okay if you just have yellow and white solved. So if you have 3 colors solved, so yellow, white, and something else, any of these 4, orange, green, blue, or red, if you have any of those solved, then you're going to hold the solved color on the left side and perform this algorithm called the T-perm. Now, it does look like a long algorithm, but if you do it, but it is very good because it can be done quickly. So it goes like this: R, U, R prime, U prime, R prime, F, R2, U prime, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, F prime. Of course, these are all on my website, so if you just go in the description, you can check that out. And the final case is when you have only 2 colors solved, and we're going to just hold this in any direction, so we can flip it. As long as yellow's on the top, it's fine. And perform the same T-perm. R, U, R prime, U prime, R prime, F, R2, U prime, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, F prime. And now, as you can see, we have 3 colors solved. So we're going to hold this on the left and do the same algorithm. And as you can see, the cube is solved. Thank you for watching. If you need any help, please leave me some feedbacks in the comments. Like this video if it did help you, and be sure to check out my website for extra tips.